Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Research shows there were at least 360 unintentional shootings by children in 2024, resulting in 136 deaths. A Flint girl is among 229 children who survived injuries last year.
But as Elise shows us, 1 year later, her road to recovery hasn't been easy.
A few remnants of Christmas outside this Flint home on an uninviting January day.
Christmas was nice.
But as the brittle cold looks to snap everything around it,
She said she had fun.
A welcome reminder that the strong survive.
Hi, Sky.
And 4-year-old Sky McBride is living proof.
It's still a lot to process. Our life has changed completely.
LaDorothy Griggs' niece snuggled up in her arms restfully.
She's definitely a ray of sunshine.
Sometimes restlessly,
My sunshine.
as she unraveled the last year of their lives alongside Sky's grandmother, Pamela Williams.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Bullet entered the right eye of the girl.
The Genesee County prosecutor said Sky, who was 3 at the time, accidentally shot herself in the right eye. The bullet went through her skull. She was with her father, Michael Tolbert, at the time of the shooting, and he took her to the hospital.
Of course, we didn't know she was there at the time. They instantly did surgery on her because she had a massive stroke, and they had to relieve the pressure on her brain.
Upon examining the firearms, both were unsecured and loaded with live ammunition.
At 44 years old, Tolbert would become the first person charged for violating Michigan's secure storage law.
It's a tragedy.
That went into effect just 1 day before Sky's shooting.
It's always the hope that we don't have to rely on them. And the idea that we are using it, that Prosecutor Layton is using this within days of its effective date, tells you that we have a real problem.
The law requires people to keep unattended weapons unloaded and locked with a locking device or stored in a locked box or container if it is reasonably known that a child is likely to be on the premises.
And they told us they didn't know if she would even come out of the coma, that she could possibly be a vegetable.
But that wouldn't be Sky's fate. After surgery, the installation of a trachea to help start the process of waking her from a medically induced coma.
The second surgery was to remove the eye. It could have, if we would have kept the eye that was damaged, it could have caused blindness in the eye that was not.
And that decision was particularly tough.
It was hard. That was one of our favorite parts of her pretty hazel eyes. They changed colors. We loved them. She was a little showstopper with those eyes. She still is.
The shine not gone from those hazel eyes. Mobility on her left side is a challenge because of the stroke. None of that stopping her as she plays with her toys at home like any other 4-year-old.
Woo!
Just trying to keep track of the surgeries and medical challenges she's faced.
She was in an induced coma.
Even tough to recall for those who've been by her side at every step. After receiving initial care in Flint, she went to Detroit. The family would commute just about every day for care.
Oh my gosh, I lost count, nonstop.
We need all the prayer warriors out there. We need prayer.
That meant Griggs unable to keep normal hours at a job with the bills stacking up.
We're in Detroit, and she did start getting better. She learned how to walk again. She got her skull replaced because it was not in there for the first few months. So they sized her up, replaced that, and that was a hard surgery. That was a really hard surgery for her.
But by summertime, the family realized something wasn't right.
We started noticing like what's going on because after the brain surgery, the corrected, her face started going back to its normal size, her head shape went right back, and then boom, we were noticing it coming out little by little. She's complaining of headaches.
After getting no answers in Detroit, they came back home.
Let's make an appointment for the doctor in Flint that saved her life.
Okay.
So we went to see Dr. Bowers, and that's when he noticed she had hydrocephalus. It's when the fluid in the brain is steady accumulating, and it can be dangerous.
Sky had to have yet another brain surgery. The family asked if it could wait until after her 4th birthday on October 15th so they could give her a memory to cherish.
He went in for the surgery in November and noticed that the screws came apart in her skull due to this, and everything was bulging. I was bulging out of her forehead.
But now Griggs says she's noticed a change and her head shape is returning to normal.
Finally, hers is improving by itself. We haven't been back yet, but I'm hoping we hear good news.
My name is Sky.
I'm 4 years old.
I'm 4 years old.
I'm fierce.
I'm fierce.
And I'm beautiful.
And I'm beautiful.
A beautiful reflection that has little to do with vision. Sky radiating inwardly, resilience and strength as she now wears a hand-painted prosthetic eye, a process that happened in July in Saginaw.
It was an emotional day for her and us.
It wasn't easy for Sky at first. She said it hurt, but she's adjusted.
Once it was in, she was just so happy to look in the mirror. She just wanted to keep looking in the mirror.
But that adjustment is still a process for the entire family.
Trying not to get choked up now.
Griggs sometimes finds herself crying randomly.
I do often. I find myself, it could be a good day and I still go in my car and have to get myself together.
Along with Sky's continued care, the family has been involved in the criminal case.
It makes you cry and it hurts. Because when you go in there, they repeat everything that happened. It's heartbreaking.
Despite it all, they're holding on strongly to their faith and counting their blessings.
It's a possibility that she couldn't be here, or that it could be worse.
She's a miracle.
She's a miracle.
And a jury trial for Tolbert is scheduled for May 7th. Meanwhile, the family continues to raise money on a GoFundMe account. There is a link on WNEM.com. You can also find occasional updates on Sky's progress there.
Thank you, Elise. We are all rooting for her. And this year, Everytown research shows so far there have been at least 16 unintentional shootings by children, resulting in 8 deaths and 8 injuries nationwide.